Hey, what's up everybody? Rob Anderson, Clean Power Wash, Salisbury, Maryland. Want to show you a couple things for this current plumbing setup that we've got before I redo it. First and foremost, this was it's a good design. I like what I ended up having. One of my employees did this, in the rig and everything. I got everything where I wanted it to, and then he took care of figuring out the plumbing. The biggest gripe I have with this first thing that he did is that when you come off of these tanks, for a lot of reasons, always do a rubber Furnico or some other coupler. You can do a T off of there if you want to. You're probably going to be better off to do a coupler. If you're tight on space, you can do an L or 90 degree one way or the other. I've had it set up several different ways with it. The biggest reason for that is that if I wanted to, right now, if I wanted to redo any of this or there was a problem with it, if the Furnico was on there, I would just undo one of the hose clamps and be able to pull the entire thing out. As it stands right now, in order to get that piece out, or to mess with any of this, because this is also putting extra pressure on there, which we put the cinder block underneath there. The Furnico's got a little bit of give, but in order to do this, what I have to do is I have to take that off, just unhook the hose, twist it. That actually is just a deadline. If we need to, we can use that as a dump, or if we wanted to run another machine off that, we could do that as well. Same thing on this side, got to take that off. That one we might be able to leave on. These are two supplies to the 8 gallon a minute pressure washers. Well, once those two are off, then this 1, 2, 3 pieces would be able to just be rotated and taken off. That is a pain in the butt, guys. So when you're doing this, again, start off with your Furnico, then come to a T or elbow or whatever you want to do from there. The rest of this, though, I really like. We've got our supply line. This actually goes currently to a Liquiforce soft wash system. This is a dump valve, or if you need to fill a bucket, it is nice. I'll show you here. We've got it going to banjo fitting or cam lock, whatever. Depending on if you need to, how you've got it plumbed, we've got this set up so that if we want to transfer bleach from our bulk tank, we can actually hook that to it. It'll create suction, and obviously we'd shut down that valve. First filling it with water first, so the pump itself would create the suction, but can use this also to fill with bleach. Again, we got our two 8 gallon a minute machines there. The other big thing too, I see too many times when people are trying to plumb up, they got one machine, is that instead of going from 2-inch and going 2-inch for a while out here before reducing to 1, I'll see a lot of times people will take a 2-inch coupler and get it reduced immediately down to 1-inch. They'll go like directly to that, or directly to 3/4 inch. Just imagine again, if you've got all that water that's flowing through there versus through something like that, which one's going to give you more flow? A big hole or a smaller one? When you go through there, if you've got that smaller spot to begin with, you can only let so much water flow through there. If you go with a bigger hole to begin with, that's going to let a whole lot of water. So this is able to very readily fill up both sides of this. We may end up messing a little bit with that with the 2/8 coming that way. But this is able to fill up in no time at all. I mean, straight out 2-inch, get an excess of 20 gallons a minute. I would not recommend to run 3 machines full bore off of that. You'd want to do another fitting off of there so you could actually have another outlet. But I've measured actually flow to 1-inch lines splitting off of and it was actually a way that went like that with the 3 lines. I was able to get somewhere between 17 to 20 gallons a minute. And again, there may have been even more flow available. It just wasn't able to be accessed at that point. So, again, Furnico first, then go to your 2-inch pipe, then reduce from that 2-inch pipe down to 1-inch. You can use another Furnico. I'm a big fan of those. It works really well until I get to the winter, and I want to winterize equipment because the air pressure tends to blow the Furnicos loose or the other fittings off there. The rest of this is PVC cemented, as far as the T's there, and there. But again, this and plumbing in general is just going to be something you're going to constantly be redoing, or not constantly, but every time you decide to add another machine, every time you decide to make an upgrade, you're going to reduce some stuff. This currently is just our 1-inch fill line that comes off of the hose reel. We are going to set it up so that at the top, either this will just go, right now it does go in through the top into, you can see that's loose right now from the jobs we did today. We've got the Hudson float valve in there, but we're going to put the Hudson float valve on one of these corners and then have it hooked up so that basically if we need to run two fill lines, we'll have some sort of hookup either here or up here that we can take. Right now I got 500 or 600 feet of hose on there. Take a couple lengths off of there, screw it in here, that'll just fill directly through the top. And at that point, I mean, if you're really trying to go through that much, not trying to go through that much, but if you need to hook up two supplies, the fact that one of them is already filtered is great. We may end up even hooking up another filter somewhere along here so that both could be filtered if necessary, to run two fill lines. So anyways, have a great day, guys, or night at this point whenever you're watching this. Have a great, thanks.